Do we really believe? And I know I've said all along I thought Daniel Jones was going to be the starter this year, but I've walked that back because I think Richardson got the wake-up call that they were hoping he would get, and there is still too much intrigue there to walk away from. And there's too much invested in terms of reputation of the people that selected him and signed him and all of those things to just turn your back on that. So Daniel Jones was brought in for twofold. Number one, we got to get somebody that can push Anthony Richardson. And number two, if in fact that push still doesn't work, a guy that shows a capability that can play a style that is similar enough to Richardson that it's not a complete shock to the system to the rest of our offense. And so so all of that said, I believe Richardson is the guy that they are seeing as the clubhouse leader and they are envisioning. And when I say they, I mean the brass, not necessarily Shane Steichen. But, Chris Ballard in general, I think is looking at it and saying, I still want to see what's there with Anthony Richardson, and that's the guy we're going to push in on to win with. But the best way to do that for right now still is the one thing that you don't know for certain is whether or not Anthony Richardson has shown the maturity now to understand that needs to continue even if he has shown progress. And if you just roll him out there and say, he's our starter in preseason game number 1, the Colts are going to be worried about the fact of what that does to his psyche in taking back any progress that he had made because he was being pushed for the first time. And when they look back on the way that they handled him and brought him in and handed him the keys and just said, let's go, you're our guy, Chris Ballard would be the first to tell you, I think that was an error. They erred there. They should not have done that from the get-go. And so as a result of that, regardless, even if Anthony Richardson comes out and is literally a combination of Michael Vick, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, Cam Newton, John Elway, and, whoever else you want to throw in, they're all wrapped into one quarterback for this entire preseason. I think they're going to wait until the very end to hand him those keys again because they want him every single day being convinced that he has to work harder than he did the day before. And the way you do that on Thursday is by starting Daniel Jones. Now, having said that, watch, they're going to announce it like in an hour that Anthony Richardson is the starter, which actually I think will be a mistake because I don't mean a mistake in terms of X's and O's. I mean a mistake in terms of approach.
Is it that big of a deal who starts on Thursday, Jake? Does it matter that big of a deal?
Agreed. Normally, no. But symbolically, yes.